The story begins in Japan, focusing on a student named Takahata. He stands out from his classmates because he's extremely intelligent, but that same intelligence makes him feel bored with ordinary life. Everything feels predictable, and he keeps wishing for something thrilling, something that would finally challenge him. He has no idea that his wish is about to come true in the most horrifying way possible. The teacher is writing on the board. Then, without warning, the teacher's head suddenly explodes. In the teacher's place appears a strange toy. Its name is Daruma, and it begins speaking like it's alive. Daruma announces a deadly game for the students. The rule is brutal and simple. If Daruma sees even the slightest movement, that student's head will immediately explode. But when Daruma turns its back, the students are allowed to move. As soon as Daruma turns, one terrified student moves by accident. Boom! His head bursts. Anyone who panics and tries to run also dies instantly. Daruma keeps repeating its own name over and over, while the remaining students tremble, not knowing what to do. After each death, something strange happens. Small red pellets spill out from the dead student's body. When Daruma turns its back again, two students try to sprint to the door to escape, but the door is locked. Daruma turns around again and kills both of them. Screams fill the room. A student named Sakaki tries to calm everyone down. He claims he recognizes this game. It's the Daruma game, and it won't stop until it kills them all. But he also reveals a possible way out. There's a button on Daruma's back. If someone presses it, the challenge should end. One student gathers courage and attempts to reach the button, but Daruma senses the movement. It whips around and kills him instantly. Then the students notice a timer on Daruma's back. Only 1 minute remains. If time runs out, everyone dies. In panic, students rush toward Daruma to press the button. Many slip on the scattered red pellets and are killed the moment Daruma turns. The classroom becomes a scene of piled bodies. Finally, only 10 seconds remain, and only 2 students are still alive: Takahata and Sakaki. They create a final plan. Sakaki crouches down, and Takahata uses him as support, jumping high enough to reach the button. At the last possible instant, Takahata presses it. Daruma collapses, furious at losing. Takahata and Sakaki celebrate, believing they survived. Then, another explosion. Sakaki's head bursts. Daruma reveals the cruel twist. Only the person who presses the button is allowed to be the winner. The classroom door suddenly opens, and Takahata's friend Ichika runs in. Takahata rushes to her, asking if she's all right. Ichika says she faced the Daruma challenge too, and when she pressed the button, all her classmates died. Takahata says the same happened to him, and suggests calling the police, but there's no phone signal. They attempt to flee the school, but all doors are locked, and even the windows won't break. Eventually, they find one door that opens into the gym. The moment they enter, the door shuts behind them and locks again. They're trapped. Yet they aren't alone. Other students are there, and some are wearing mouse costumes. Takahata realizes another challenge has begun. On the floor, the instruction reads, "Put the ball in the basket to win." Suddenly, the ground shakes, and a massive cat statue appears. It instantly devours a student wearing a mouse costume, then begins hunting the others. This challenge is even harsher than the previous one. The cat approaches Takahata and Ichika, but doesn't eat them, because they aren't wearing mouse costumes. Ichika spots a ball on the floor. Takahata notices a hoop attached to the cat's body. A skilled basketball player asks Ichika for the ball and takes a shot. It's about to go in, but the cat blocks it, catches the ball, and hurls it back with such force that the player crashes into a wall and dies. The cat continues focusing on mouse costume students. Takahata understands and orders everyone to remove their costumes. They do, thinking it will make them safe. But the cat reactivates and starts killing everyone, costume or not. Ichika gets the ball again, and now it shows a countdown. Only 3 minutes remain. The cat moves to kill Ichika. Seeing her in danger, Takahata quickly puts on a mouse costume so the cat will chase him instead. It works. The cat pursues Takahata, giving Ichika a chance to survive. Takahata runs around, urging someone to throw the ball. But after seeing the basketball player die, everyone is too scared. While running in the mouse costume, Takahata begins hearing strange sounds. Because of the costume, he can now understand the cat. He discovers the bizarre truth. The cat isn't obsessed with killing for fun. It simply wants its back scratched so it can fall asleep. Takahata climbs onto the cat, grabs a rope, and starts scratching its back. The cat calms down immediately and stops attacking. It enjoys the attention and wants him to keep going. Takahata calls other students to help. Ichika joins too. When everyone sees it's working, they climb onto the cat and copy him. Slowly, the cat becomes drowsy, then falls completely asleep. Now Takahata takes the ball and prepares to score. But the moment Takahata holds the ball, all the students rush at him. Everyone wants to be the one who scores, because they fear only the scorer will live. They begin shouting, arguing, and fighting. The noise wakes the cat. It instantly attacks and kills 2 students with its claws. Takahata realizes there's no time to put the cat to sleep again. He improvises a clever plan. He takes a damaged basketball and tells Ichika to carry the special cat ball to the changing room to hide it. Later, they return, each holding a ball wrapped in mouse costume cloth. They approach from different directions, making the cat uncertain which ball is the real one. But Takahata accidentally gives it away. He reveals his ball is just an ordinary basketball. The cat instantly understands the real ball is with Ichika. Exactly as Takahata expected, the cat blocks Ichika's shot and focuses on her ball. While the cat is distracted, Takahata throws his ball, because the real ball is actually hidden inside his throw. Unfortunately, the shot doesn't go in, and everyone thinks they lost. Then, at the last moment, a student named Amaya suddenly appears from behind the cat, jumps, and tips the ball into the basket just in time. The ball goes in. The cat freezes completely and announces the game is over. After a moment, it activates again and declares the winners: Takahata, Ichika, Amaya, no one else. Takahata is confused. What happens to the others? Then Amaya answers that question in the worst way possible. Amaya starts killing the remaining students. He's clearly unhinged, believing only the strong deserve to live. He approaches Takahata and Ichika and claims that since he's a winner, only he deserves survival. Ichika calls him insane and tells him not to compare himself to them. Amaya lunges at Ichika, but Takahata intervenes. At that moment, the cat releases a white mist, and Takahata, Ichika, and Amaya vanish. News spreads that similar challenges are happening in schools across the world. Over 10 million students have died. The media tries to cover up the disappearances. Some journalists claim aliens are responsible. Giant floating cubes now appear in the sky. Inside one Japanese cube, Takahata wakes up. He's with Tokusa, his former girlfriend, and 2 other students from different schools, Tiara and Taka. All of them survived Daruma and the cat challenge. Something feels off. In this place, everyone's name starts with the letter T. Takahata concludes that survivors are sorted into groups by the first letter of their names. He worries Ichika and Amaya might be in the same group as each other, since their names share the same starting letter, but that door is locked. He bangs on it, hoping someone hears. A student named Tiara, smart but arrogant, stops him. Tiara says no rescue is coming and shows a 3D news projection of the global situation, proving they're trapped inside one of the cubes. They must wait for the next challenge. A knock sounds. 4 strange floating puppets enter and announce the third challenge, harder than the previous ones. They choose Tiara first. Confident in his intellect, he agrees. Rules. The player sits blindfolded on the floor. The puppets float around singing. When the song ends, they ask, "Who is standing behind you?" Tiara panics, answers wrong, and loses. A puppet fires a laser that takes control of his body and forces him to smash his own head against the floor until he dies. Then they call Taka. She refuses, but the puppets threaten instant death if she won't play. She agrees, is blindfolded, and the puppets sing around her. When asked the question, she can't answer in time. She loses, tries to run, but the puppets surround her. A laser brutally tears her apart until her body is destroyed. Next, they choose Tokusa. Before she can speak, Takahata steps forward and demands to play in her place. The puppets allow it. Takahata plays, listens closely, and when they ask who's behind him, he answers correctly, shocking everyone. He explains he memorized the puppets' movement patterns during the earlier turns. They escape with a key. Outside, they see another student running with a key, chased by a puppet. The student warns them, "You must hold hands." The puppet kills students who are alone. When the puppet sees them holding hands, it retreats to hunt another isolated target. Takahata's group now has 2 keys. They hear a voice. It's Ichika, being chased by a puppet. Takahata runs to her and grabs her hand at the last second, saving her by making sure she isn't alone. A giant wooden head appears on the wall with a countdown and 7 key slots. It says 7 people must insert 7 keys to clear the challenge. They meet 2 more students who also have 2 keys. Now they are 6 people with 4 keys. They need 1 more person and 3 more keys. Only 2 minutes remain. Suddenly, 3 keys are thrown toward them. It's Amaya with another student, making 8 total. Amaya kills the extra student to bring the count down to 7. He coldly admits he only brought that person so he could hold hands and avoid being killed. Takahata doesn't want Amaya there, but has no choice. They insert all 7 keys. The wooden head declares the challenge complete, tells them to change clothes, then disappears, opening a tunnel. They pass through the tunnel into a frozen world. The ground shakes, and a white polar bear appears, performing an elaborate show. Then it says it hates lies. Next challenge is based on truth. The bear asks questions. Everyone must answer honestly. If a lie is detected, the group must find the liar, or sacrifice someone to move forward. The bear asks, "What is your favorite food?" Everyone answers. The bear says it smells a lie and gives them 2 minutes to find the liar or sacrifice someone. Suspicion falls on a student who says, "Vegetables," since vegetables don't sound like a complete favorite food. The student insists it's true, but the group sacrifices him anyway. The bear crushes him to death. Next question. Do you love Takahata? Because both Ichika and Tokusa love him, they say yes. Amaya also says yes, and others too. The bear again detects a lie. Ichika instantly accuses Amaya, saying he doesn't care about anyone. Arguments explode. Takahata wonders, why would anyone lie if the bear can detect it? The bear praises Takahata and reveals the real twist. One of them is an alien pretending to be human, lying from the beginning. They must identify and eliminate the alien, or everyone dies. A student accuses Tokusa because she's from a different school, while others share schools. Even though Takahata and Ichika defend her, time runs out, and the majority votes against Tokusa, helped by Amaya's side. The bear crushes Tokusa to death, leaving only a pool of blood. Takahata is shattered. Then, As the bear prepares the next question, Takahata stops it and declares he knows the liar. He points at the bear. He explains, Tokusa's blood wiped away the bear's white powder coating, revealing black underneath. The bear's white look was fake. The bear itself has been the deceiver. The bear attacks in rage. They run until the bear falls into a hot zone where it melts. The coating dissolves, and it finally admits defeat. They win. They arrive at the last area. A small doll welcomes them and announces the final challenge. One person will be chosen as Ikuma. Ikuma must place a box inside a red circle. Everyone else must hide. Ikuma searches. When Ikuma finds someone, Ikuma shouts their name and drags them into jail. If Ikuma captures 3 or more students, Ikuma wins. If any free student kicks the box, all jailed students are released. But there's a catch. The box supposedly contains a bomb. If someone kicks it, they die, sacrificing themselves to save others. The game lasts until sunset, about 1 hour. If sunset comes and Ikuma hasn't captured at least 3 people, Ikuma loses. Sticks are drawn to select Ikuma. Unluckily, Amaya is chosen, the most violent and cruel among them. The game begins. Students scatter and hide. Amaya places the box in the red circle and begins hunting. He quickly finds 2 students from another school, defeats them easily, and throws them into jail. Takahata and Ichika watch, but Amaya notices them too and comes after them. Takahata tries to escape by tying a rope to climb out a window, but Amaya reaches them too fast. Ichika realizes they won't make it. She sacrifices herself to delay him, allowing herself to be captured. Now Amaya chases Takahata. Takahata escapes, realizing Amaya will guard the box once he has enough prisoners. Instead of running far away, Takahata hides. Amaya calls out, offering a deal, claiming he has already captured 3 and saying they can both win. Takahata knows it's a lie. Searching the area, Takahata finds a heavy suit of armor. He wears it so that if he kicks the box and it explodes, he might survive. But the armor is extremely heavy and limits his movement. He looks ridiculous, drops his sword, and backs toward the castle edge, apparently helpless. Amaya removes Takahata's helmet and mocks him, then realizes Takahata has chained him. This was Takahata's plan. The moment Amaya got close, Takahata locked the chain so Amaya couldn't reach the box in time. Takahata admits he used to think life was boring and wanted change, but after these games, he finally understands how precious life is. He feels ashamed that he didn't value it before. These challenges cost him his friends. Then Takahata jumps off the castle, dragging Amaya down with him. On the ground, Takahata escapes the armor and runs back up, while Amaya struggles with the heavy armor and the chain. Takahata reaches the rooftop and moves toward the box to kick it. He's exhausted and barely able to move. Amaya finally starts freeing himself and rushes to stop him, but Takahata kicks the box anyway. Everyone waits for the explosion. Nothing happens. There was never a bomb. Soon, sunset arrives, ending the challenge. The doll appears again and declares Takahata the winner. The doll admits they lied about the bomb to make the final game more exciting. Amaya is furious because he truly believed he was about to die. The doll claims the last challenge was just a game and that no one would really die during it. Fireworks explode in the sky and students celebrate. The doll gives everyone ice cream as a reward. Takahata eats his ice cream and talks with Ichika about what they'll do once they escape. Takahata notices writing on his ice cream stick, but ignores it. Ichika reads hers and starts crying. It says, "You lost. You will die." The doll explains the final truth. Every challenge tested skill and intelligence, but in the end, luck decides who lives and who dies. Then the doll fires lasers at Ichika and the two others. They instantly turn into vapor. With that, the games finally end. Takahata and Amaya are taken to the top of the floating cube above Japan. People applaud them as survivors, but Takahata is emotionally destroyed. He has lost Ichika, someone he truly cared about.